They tell you to dream big, visualize your success, manifest your goals. But I tell you, this is some bullshit. What if I told you that dreaming too much is the very thing stopping you from ever achieving them? This isn't just some motivational speech or video. This is backed by science, psychology, and real-world examples. Today, we'll break down how your brain is tricking you, and most importantly, what you can do to escape from this trap. Your brain is wired for pleasure. It is not wired for success. It wants to do the minimum and get the most pleasure. One of the biggest sources of pleasure is dopamine, the reward chemical. It makes you feel good when you achieve something. But here's the problem. Your brain releases dopamine even when you just imagine success. Dr. Gabrielle Oettingen, a psychologist at NYU, conducted studies where participants were asked to vividly imagine achieving a goal, like getting a good job or a good grade or whatever. The results? Those who visualized success too much were less likely to take action. Why? Because their brain already rewarded them, making them feel like they've already won. So they had no urgency to actually work for it. This is called the intention-action gap, the space between wanting something and actually doing something about it. A lot of people confuse planning with progress. They read books, watch motivational content, write out their goals, and they think they're moving forward, but in reality, they're just on a fucking treadmill, stuck in a cycle of preparing without execution. Roy Baumeister's research on self-regulation found that thinking too much about success creates false sense of accomplishment, leading to procrastination. Ever heard of paralysis by analysis? You feel like you're making progress by researching and planning and watching motivational videos, but deep down, you're just avoiding the action. When you dream excessively about success, your brain lights up in the same areas that it will be when you actually experience something. This is why daydreaming can become addictive. Dr. Ellie Sommer coined the term maladaptive daydreaming, describing how people become addicted to fantasies, using them as an escape from reality. This disorder leads to lower motivation, increased procrastination, and even depression. Some people get stuck in the dream world so much that real life feels boring or disappointing in comparison. They live more in their head than in reality. The bigger your dream, the more fear it creates. Why? Because failure becomes scarier. Robert Yerkes and John Dodson created something as Yerkes-Dodson law. It states that moderate stress improves performance, but too much stress leads to inaction. When your goal feels so massive, so overwhelming, so out of reach, your brain sees them as threats instead of challenges. This is why so many people set big goals and then do nothing. They get stuck in the loop of what if I fail? So I might not even try. Let's just think about it. Perfectionism. The feeling that you have to get everything the right way before you even start. Dr. Bernard Brown says that perfectionism is fear disguised as productivity. Let me say that one more time. Perfectionism is fear disguised as productivity. People think they're getting ready, but in reality, they're just afraid to fail. What is the truth then? You'll never be ready. Waiting for the perfect time is just an excuse to delay action. It's actually a tragedy when you see people getting old without doing anything. They're always waiting for that moment, that push of motivation. Like fucking David Goggins, hell yeah, who's gonna carry the boat? Not you motherfuckers, because you're sitting on your ass all day thinking about carrying the boat. Success doesn't come from big breakthroughs. It comes from small, consistent action over time. Reality is much more boring and regular than most people might think. If you think that the road to success is so amazing, so exciting, and so full of wonders, fuck no. The road to success is boring, day-to-day, regular work. And even vice versa, the road to failure is not even as dramatic and as tragic as people might think. It's the same thing, boring day-to-day life. So people escape this boring day-to-day life by dreaming. But dreaming won't change your life. It does nothing. It just keeps you in your own place. We all had that one friend who always talks a big game about their plans. Yeah, boy, I'm gonna make millions this year. I'm gonna do this, that. But days become weeks, weeks become years, and he's still the same fucking loser. It's because he becomes so adjusted to the dopamine released when he talks a big game that he actually doesn't do it.